Hello everyone, and welcome into the second social race of F1 25 at WHF F1 League. We have a smaller amount of people. We only have 5 people lining up on the grid. We have WHF Gordon starting on pole position, followed by D Summers, then WHF Arrow, then Scones, and Kevin Cow. So this is Zandvoort backwards, which really changes up the overtaking opportunities and the general racing line that people run through. So I don't know. Right now, we're just waiting for everyone to choose their setups because the setups, I'm pretty sure it is very similar to regular Zanthorpe, but it does really change it up in certain areas because you might want to have slightly different downforce levels, slightly different balances in the car to really slingshot your way through some of these new bank corners where you're taking them at different speeds. Whereas normally in Zanthorpe, you would exit the final turn at full speed, whereas now obviously you're entering it, so it really switches up a lot of areas of how people drive this track. This lap is only a 5 lap race, so it will have no mandatory pit stops. Most people will, I assume pretty much everyone will start on the soft compound of the C3, I believe, so tyre wear will not be an issue at all. And this is just going to be pure hard racing to see who will come out top in this shorter race. And the 5 lights go out for Zandvoort backwards. And with Gordon on pole, when he gets away well, let's see, but does he keep that lead into turn one? With Scones makes the moves on Arrow, when he really makes it up. D Summers closing in, we've got the inside line, we've got a better launch through there. D Summers where has the inside line going into turn two, but Gordon, whereas later on the brakes, he clips the grass a little bit, but he manages to keep it over on track, inside track limits. Arrow takes it back from Scones to would keep P3, but everyone is staying quite close currently. Oh, Kevin Howell made the move on Scones and he managed to stick it. Okay, where everyone is nicely spread out, approximately 4 to 6 tenths away from each other. But Kevin Cow has fallen back a little bit more, but he stayed well within DRS range of Arrow. But due to that move, obviously, he took a little bit of a dodgy line through that turn. Now, around and through this section of the track is completely flat out, whereas Arrow makes the move on D Summers. Gordon seems to be flying away with it currently, whereas then he made a full second on the around the bank corner. And a penultimate corner of Zandvoort backwards, as I don't believe there is too many overtaking opportunities here, but D Summers might want to have a look on going to the inside of Arrow. There's a very long straight down to the line before entering lap 2, and Gordon gets the fastest lap as he started on pole when he retained that pole going into lap 2. Currently in lap 2 we're at Gordon in first, Arrow in second, D Summers in third, Kevin Cow in fourth, Scones in the fifth. The field is spread out quite a bit, so Kevin Cow and Scones will not be getting DRS on the cars in front, as well as Arrow will not be getting DRS on Gordon, which will be detrimental for him, as D Summers behind him will be getting DRS throughout this zone, and it's allowed him to close that gap to only 6 tenths. And Gordon retains the lead going into sector 2 now, when there's a yellow flag, I believe, from Scones, which might have had a smaller issue further back, but he seems to have got going pretty quickly. Gordon is keeping the lead very easily. He's taking a lovely line through it, completely flat out, 7th gear, and there's some heavy braking into this bank corner, but still retaining some solid speed as you can get a good exit and slingshot you through the final turn, which is heavy, which is not as banked as the first turn. And then we drop back with Arrow, which is trying to hunt it down, but currently I do not feel that it is the pace to really catch him anytime soon. And a little bit further back, D Summers in the Williams. So now with Zandvoort backwards, it really, when you go wheel to wheel into turn 1, if you have the outside line, if you're on the racing line, it can launch you better and slingshot you onto the inside line of turn 2 or in front of the car, which then can set you up for the racing line into turn 3. So it really could be more beneficial to actually be on the racing line instead of having the inside, because it'll benefit you a little bit more. D Summers clipped the grass a little bit there, so he fell down by about a tenth from his previous lap time. Kevin Cow follows up 2 seconds back, and Scones is really struggling with the pace around this track currently. Gordon is just nicely coasting to the finish, it seems like. Well, but he isn't really gaining too much time on Arrow, but it's just because he knows that he doesn't need to push his tyres too much, otherwise he'll overheat in no time. Okay, seemed like that was a slight lock up from Gordon, which left Arrow in an awful lot of smoke. The field is separated by about 2-second gaps now. Gordon has actually smashed his first time out the board now, holding a 11-3. No, he has an 11-7, but there is Arrow, which is holding on very tightly, only 2 tenths back from his fastest lap, which could show that he has more potential pace than some of the others. Scones actually has a faster lap than Kevin Cow, but it's not fast. It's because it's only by 2 tenths. I do not feel that that is fast enough to actually make any much of a change in a race of this short. Obviously, they're all on 3-lap-old softs, so tyre wear will not come in big here. Nobody has the penalties, but if someone does, where the field is so closed in, that will definitely change around with some track positions. Currently, if he gets one corner cut in, then he could fall back to Kevin Cow, depending on if he can close up this gap ever so slightly. But I feel like the field is settled mostly here as Gordon goes through. And Scones is out of the session. I do not know why that is. I'm not able to see, as you cannot spectate DNF races. If his car is still there as we come round to it, then we'll see that. But currently, we're gonna ride on board with Gordon to see how his lap actually goes as he rides through turn 1 completely flat out here, where he's sticking tight to that line, that late on the brakes, flowing through the corner. He clipped the grass a little bit. That's going to be detrimental for if he's trying to beat his fastest lap here. And he got a slight lock up with the rears there, which probably limit his car rotation into the corner. So I feel like he's not going to be beating his time as it is currently up. Arrow following up only 3 seconds back, so he's just waiting to see maybe if Gordon might get a track limit, and that is his only hope currently, as I do not think he will not catch him on pace. D Summers following another 2.4 back from Arrow in the Williams. Again, his only way to catch up would be through penalties. Kevin Cow in the Red Bull gliding through these corners a little bit more jolty, but overall his pace is still pretty good. I just feel like his lap isn't as put together as racers such as Gordon and Arrow. Gordon must have had a smaller lock up through that bank corner as Gordon rounds at the final corner to take home a race win in this 5-lap flapper. So Gordon wins Zandvoort backwards with a 3.5 second lead, followed by Arrow and D Summers, then Kevin Cow, then Scones, which has a DNF. Oh, Kevin Cow hit the wall as he crossed the line, but there wasn't too much battling there. There were some good overtakes going through lap 1, but then everyone settled down pretty quickly with a lot of pace differences. There we go, Gordon line up on the podium. Absolutely stellar job. His main issues were, I noticed he was locking up quite a bit into turn 2. No, yeah, he would dip into the gravel quite a lot into turn 2 and lock up through the tight banking of the third to last corner. But overall, his laps were just slightly more put together than the rest of the field, with Arrow closing in tightly, but just slightly off the pace. And Gordon was managed to get race winner, fastest lap, and driver of the day all at once, whilst Arrow managed to get the most overtakes, I believe, starting from P4. Arrow gained 2 positions on him. He managed to make it past Scones and D Summers up into P2 for the overall race win. No, P2, not race win, my bad. And there were some slight incidents, some warnings for collisions, but nothing too major, just little bumps. Anyway, thank you for watching that stream. If you enjoyed it, make sure you follow and subscribe, and goodbye.